Hi, how is everyone today? Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. We have our next episode of How to Heal Naturally. This is New Year, New Life series. And I could not be more excited, more grateful, more like overflowing with yes, let's do this with Lee Davy. He's actually out of Colombia and you're going to learn like a lot of really incredible skills moving into this new year. And what he has to share is really transformational. So I just encourage you just to sit back, relax, enjoy the conversation, take notes if needed, and know that you're not alone in your journey. Lee, thank you so much for being here with us. This is so exciting. So tell us, how did you get started in this field? Because this energetic field, it can be a lot for someone to actually take on. Was this something that you grew up in, or just something that you kind of just found throughout life?
Yeah, thank you so much. And firstly, and foremost, thank you for providing the space and for doing everything you're doing. And I'm so grateful to be here. So thank you. Um, and actually, no, my family are kind of the opposite of this. So I imagine there was a part of me that just remembered that there was something more. And I had anxiety at a young age. I ended up dealing with panic attacks for a number of years. And I just remember around 13, 14 years old, feeling like like I've got this desire to do more, to be more, to help people. Like I don't know what this is. Um, and I wrote I was always physical. I played hockey. That was probably my first love. I was on skates at 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
And then shortly after that, fell in love with weight training and bodybuilding.
Mm,
And there was this 12-week transformation challenge. It was called Body for Life. There was a book. I had the book, and I wrote this guy at 13 years old. His name is Bill Phillips, being like, this transformation challenge is cool, but it's more than this. I've got this fire inside. I don't know what it is. Maybe you can mentor me or give me a job or, and of course he never wrote back, but that was the first time I remembered just asking the question, who am I? What is this all about? Why am I here? Where's the truth?
mm, mm-hmm.
And that's led me on a 30 plus year journey of seeking and discovering what the truth is. What are my pieces of the puzzle so that I can feel happy, excited, more energized, abundant, healthy in this form, and then it's like as I started to discover the pieces of my puzzle, that's what I do my best to share with others and support them in their journey to to putting their puzzle together and really discovering who we are and what we're truly capable of. I believe that's the journey that we're all on.
I love that. I love that. So when you were 13, because that's really young. I mean, you don't hear a lot about a lot of 13-year-olds, especially, you're into sports, you're this 13-year-old, you're obviously into health and fitness. And you read this book. Did you know at that point that this would actually be your calling in life, or did you have to go through a journey to get where you are right here as far as really helping others globally now?
It has definitely been a journey. I remember saying around 16 years old, like fast forward a few years, that I always wanted to own a gym,
Okay.
and which I did for over a decade in Toronto. I had a gym called the Dynamic Conditioning Center, which later rebranded to Transcend Health. And but it wasn't until about halfway through my gym ownership journey that I realized, oh man, I'm on a like ever that little boy back at 13 years old remembered something, knew something somehow, and I've been falling forward and just seeking these pieces ever since. And it was around I want to say 2008, 2009, I started to open up to, the gym is great, and
Mhm.
physical fitness and supplementation and nutrition and all that stuff is amazing, but it's only such a small
Mhm.
fraction of, the again, the puzzle.
Yeah.
And, there's a mental, emotional, spiritual aspect to all of this. And shortly thereafter, I discovered ayahuasca. I've been in over 50 ayahuasca, like plant medicine,
Wow.
journeys and experiences. And, um, it was around that time, I would say probably between 2007 and 2011, that I was like, oh, okay, like this has been my journey to find these tools and to optimize myself so that I can really share it and support others.
So I just,
Also
yeah,
around
I
that
just
time.
wanted to
Yeah,
piggyback about what you were just saying there, because we have a large audience, but most of them are
sure.
professionals like we are, right? And
Yep.
so listeners, I just want you to hear right now what Lee is talking about. Like, you could really be like in the gym world, like he was, and you're doing your work, but you're just feeling like a deeper calling, especially in the spiritual realm, like what you were talking about. It reminds me a lot about my journey too, because I've owned 4 restaurants across the country, and the first 3 were like fully Italian, even though I was a holistic nutritionist. But it was like it was this feeling, right? Like almost not like conviction, like we're doing something like incorrectly, but it was like, wait, we need to offer our people more, because like what you're saying
Yeah.
with health and fitness, it's like, yeah, that's great that we're training people on their bodies and like how to eat right, but like mindset, it's like when you're in that environment, you keep watching your clients or people in your gym or even just my nutrition, like it's like if their mindset isn't in the game, then a year later they're back off the rocker, and it's like just this yo-yo situation. And I loved that you were actually in there because you even compete in all the things. So,
Yeah.
so would you say that were you surrounding yourself with people with the same kind of spiritual calling, or were you just internally just knowing that there needed to be more out there to offer, just someone who's not going to keep going up and down on the cycle? Because it's brutal to watch, right? As trainers or teachers.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was an internal drive. It's always been
Mm,
this drive that I've had of and from all the work that I've done, I would say that just to super simplify things, it originally came from a place of feeling unworthy. Like,
mm,
hey, I'm not enough. So what can I do to optimize and to be more and to be healthier. Um, I would say one aspect of it, but then that other aspect is, as I come to know myself more fully and who I am, at a fundamental level, we're all the same. So as I know me, I know you, and then I can support you,
yeah.
in your journey. So it's kind of maybe I am oversimplifying a 30-year journey, but that's, the two real things that it came down to was, aspiring to do more, to be more, to overcome my own self-doubt and thoughts and feelings of unworthiness, and then support others
Mhm.
in their journey.
I love that. So do you have a morning routine? Like when you get up in the morning, is there something that you do specifically to get your body, soul, mind, and spirit in alignment for your day?
Absolutely. My alarm set for 3:46, not
Ooh,
3:45. I don't know
okay,
why
okay.
3:46, but I love 3, 6, and 9. So the secrets of the universe, Tesla. But so that's the time I start my meditations. Then around between 6 and 6:30, 6:45, I get up. I'll do a little bit of qigong, energy work, energy practice, while I'm listening to either something about wealth or business or sales or marketing. Something I've been studying a lot of Grant Cardone stuff.
Yeah.
Then I get ready. I go to the gym. On the way back from the gym, I'm listening to Spanish and breathing. So I'm trying to learn Spanish at the same time. I get back, I do a little bit more breath work, a little bit more energy work, and then that's when I start my day.
I love that. And what brought
Yeah.
you to Colombia did you go straight from Canada to Colombia, or how did all that unfold?
I was actually, so I closed my gym in 2016, and had been traveling. I'd been all over the world. I'm so grateful for the journey and just connecting with other what I call solutionaries. And I feel like we
Mm,
have
yes.
all the solutions to the world's biggest problems. So connecting with them and then when um, the world kind of went upside down and inside out when everything stopped for that period of time, I was in Miami, came back to Canada, spent about 6 months in Vancouver, and then ended up in Mexico for about a year and a half
Oh,
in
wow.
Tulum. And so I was hosting events and different things there. And then around April of last year, March of last year, started feeling like my time in Mexico was up, and I opened up to where I should go next, and Medellin, Colombia started calling. I didn't know anybody when I originally arrived, and so I've been here on and off, and between here and Canada uh, since March of last year. And it's such a
Amazing.
beautiful, beautiful city, amazing people, food's incredible, lots of community and stuff like that. So
I love that. I love that.
so
No, I
grateful.
love it because it's crazy how many people come on my show here, and it's not that they just like are living their life. They've literally uprooted themselves or their entire families, and they're literally in a different country in some other aspect. It's just amazing to me how many people like have really just encompassed this body, soul, mind, and spirit so that their entire environment is in alignment with who they are. I love that. So, moving forward, where do you see the direction of the calling and your dreams, goals, aspirations, and all of that?
Honestly, I've been talking. Great questions, by the way. I've been talking with a lot of people. Like my mind, going back to the puzzle, like my own
Yeah.
puzzle, my mind automatically kind of scans out to the collective puzzle, the global puzzle, and back to those, the solutions that I talked about. We literally have, like, I've met people from all over the world with land and community projects, health and consciousness products, longevity, technology, new economies. So my mind automatically goes to how can we connect those pieces, to clarify this puzzle and almost like creating bridges to each
Yeah.
other. So the people that aren't aware that maybe there's another way or a new paradigm or access to more health, more abundance, deeper connection, more healing, more money, that first of all there's a place for them, so we're creating bridges for the collective, and then also creating a bridge to each other,
Yeah.
to all of these solutions. And so I'm creating something called Origin, which is kind of an ecosystem marketplace database, um, for I guess, I mean, my specific focus is the health and wellness side of
Mhm.
things. So that's what we'll specialize in, but then connecting to all the other partners and communities that have all of the other solutions. So that's kind of currently in creation, and then um, in person and on the ground to create experiences and spaces, excuse me, where people can come for an incredible life-changing experience and do breath work and learn movements. And I met an incredible, I call them wizards, an incredible wizard the other night, and he's a longevity alchemist. So
Oh,
he's
nice.
got all kinds of like little tinctures and little tricks to
I love it.
to optimize our energy levels and slow down the aging process. And so all of these things are available to us, and I just want to do my best to share them with the world and make sure people know that, hey, there's an option and we can move towards more love, more wholeness, more health, more connection. more abundance, more wealth.
That's so good. So, can looking back at your time at the gym as a gym owner and, really into fitness, all the things, do you see how you had to go through that? How God allowed you to go through that to be where you are now? Like, can you see how it lines up in just who you are? Because I really don't have many men like your level of fitness and actually own gyms that are like this in tune energetically to like the direction you're going into. Was that a hard shift or like just tell me a little bit about that. That's interesting.
I mean, it's been a journey. I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows. Um, and it's been worth every step. It's I believe that our greatest wounding or our greatest perceived obstacles or difficulties are actually our greatest gifting,
Yes.
our biggest gifts. And if we can just shift and you know, I still work at this stuff every single day. It's not like I've got it down pat, but to remember while we're in the perceived difficulties of life or obstacles or negativities, that everything is happening for us.
Yeah.
And they're all opportunities in disguise. They're all opportunities to learn, to heal, to expand, to grow into that version of us that we know is there, that we know is waiting for us. Um, and to be able to just have that little shift in perspective can make all the difference in the world. Why is this happening to me? To, oh my God, I'm so grateful that this is happening for me.
Yeah.
What's the lesson? What's the opportunity? And then we get that and then ride the happy times and the great times and that sort of thing. So
I love that. I love that. No, and you explain it so well, which is, and you're definitely a teacher that acts on what they actually believe, one of those. I just love it and all that. So this year in this podcast that we're doing right here, new you, new life, what are some techniques that our audience can take with them today to really change the direction of where they're really wanting to be that maybe you have utilized in your own personal life or that you actually do on a daily? Like, I love that you get up at a certain time. It's very intentional, the times, and it's like you've already started your day, even with the time that you're getting up on an intentional journey. What would you like to share with our audience for them just to really grab a hold of?
well, you know what, I've excuse me, I've recently developed something called the Freedom Method,
Mm.
and I want to share the first three steps
Oh
of
yeah.
it because it's no matter what stage or what level or how much work we've done, these three steps are paramount in my eyes, from my perspective. So step number one is be open to the idea that there are new possibilities, new potentials, to the idea that you can recreate yourself, you can recreate a new identity for yourself. Because if we're not open, right? And again, whether you're starting the journey or whether you've been on it for 50 years, it's like as soon as I think I'm there and I stop doing the work or I get comfortable, then all of a sudden I'm going backwards. So it's okay, like, what are the opportunities today and how can I open up to recreating myself and to, continuing to expand.
Yes.
Step two is um, bringing into alignment the mind, body, spirit aspects
Mm.
of who we truly are through disciplined practice. And this is
Ooh.
the meditations, the yoga, the weight training, the nutrition, all of the things, the mind, body, spirit tools that we have and can continue to add to our tool belt to really optimize those aspects of the self,
That's
who
good.
we are and what we're capable of. And that it takes a stick to itiveness. It takes us to continue to show up first and foremost for ourselves
Mm.
with this disciplined practice so that we can then begin to show up for each other more fully. Show up for ourselves first and then for each other. And then step three is really beginning to embody the cognitive, emotional, and physical aspects of who we're continuing to open up to being through our discipline practice. So that
Mm,
the things that we're doing, the practices that we're doing, it's no longer about doing those things. That becomes who we are. It
mm,
becomes how we show up in our lives and allows us to show up, as I said, more fully.
yeah, that
There
is
there are two more steps, but those are the main ones that I would say.
Yeah, no, I love these. I love these. The freedom method. All right, I hope you all are taking notes. You can always rewind on this one. But yeah, being open, you're right. I mean, I can see how that's just a basis because if you're not opening up yourself, and this has been kind of you know how right us as teachers or leaders like we kind of go through different subjects and that's been I love that you bring that up because I that's something that's been going through my mind a lot in my teaching lately is people don't realize how being open like that's the first step and when you have a controlling nature type A personality all those things it closes you up and all you're living on is fear because fear is a form of control and just letting go right and opening lets go of that fear and then you're able to trust yourself a lot more into the second step that you were just talking about that you do so well at. I mean, it seems effortless on this side of it, but you keep like reiterating. Let me just say one more time, it was a journey. Which sometimes we
Absolutely.
need to hear because when someone looks or they seem to have arrived and they're embodying all the things like you, it's like, oh, they must have just been born into this. But you're like, no, I had to go through a process to get here. And audience, I hope that you can see that too, that just don't give up. Open yourself, grab a hold of these methods getting to in through alignment with step two through disciplined practices like waking up, doing your meditation, being intentional about the things throughout your day for sure, and then embodying who we are as we evolve into it. I think that's a really good statement to say it like that because, especially if our circle isn't quite as holistic as we are, sometimes it's like, do we even want to share? Or sometimes I feel like we will sometimes cover up what we're really feeling about something or we're wanting to move forward in just because we don't want to take the time to explain or we don't want to hear any negative, um, you know, forces coming against us. But you're just like, embody it. That's who you are. Like, just own it. I love that.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you. And it is, it's a daily practice. Because as soon as you use the word arrived, and I've done this so many times. I'm like, okay, like I'm at a good level, and then it's like life just like,
life.
no, you gotta keep at it. You gotta keep showing up. You gotta, there's, I always say there are layers and levels
Mm.
to this game. And it's like, as soon as you reach a certain level, you're going to go deeper. You're going to be, life's going to bring stuff up, whether it's emotional or physical or mental, for you to look at, for you to address, for you to confront, so that you can continue to go deeper, so that you can continue to evolve.
Yeah. No, that's so amazing. I love that. I love that you share those too. So audience, I know that you're thinking the same thing I am, like, whoa, this is like such great content. We're so blessed to have Lee here with us. But not only has he taken his time out to be with us today and share his journey and how to inspire and uplift, and also too, just these three methods to even just get through your day. So generous. Thank you. But he also has a free offer. He has so many different resources out there, but what we're going to be highlighting today that he is going to gift us with is his breathwork techniques. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the offer is a free breathwork masterclass. And it's, I share a little bit about the science of physiology. I believe that, we're at a point where science and spirituality are really, at this place of intersection, right? So a lot of um, science can explain what's happening, spiritually, and so to set you up with a little bit of an understanding of what's happening neurophysiologically when we do the breath, I believe is so, so important. So you'll get a bit of that, and then I take you into what I call the 5D breathwork method, and this is a method I've been playing with the breath for about 7 years now, and it's literally just that. It's playing with it. It's varying, how we're breathing from a cyclical nature, so just inhale, exhale, and it doesn't matter whether it's in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the mouth, out through the nose. Like we're playing with that. We're playing with the speed, so we're speeding it up, we're slowing it down, we're playing with the holds, sometimes holding on the exhale, sometimes on the inhale, sometimes at the heart, sometimes the very center of the head, the pineal gland, and the culmination, the combination of um, the method, if you will, is produces some pretty profound and oftentimes psychedelic effects.
Mm, mm.
And so there's the physiological, the chemistry changes in the body. There's the neurological changes in the brain that happen. So you get all of those benefits. And then there's something a little more etheric, spiritual, energetic, intangible that people often report back through this. So, I'm super grateful to be able to offer it, and just, at the end of the day, for me, breath is medicine. So to be able
Yes.
to share this medicine with the world, I imagine if everybody knew the power of it and what it was actually doing in the brain and body,
Mm.
that what happened a couple of years ago would have been a
I agree.
non-issue.
Yes. Yes.
Just kind of plant that seed.
I love that. We're just gonna throw that out there for you all. Side note.
You know,
Yeah.
just saying.
No, I love that. I've never actually heard anyone say breath is medicine. I mean, of course, I'm in a holistic field with the food world, so we're like, food is medicine. You ought to be the correct ones, But I love that, and it's so empowering, right? To know that we can heal, we can calm, we can, like you have the power with inside yourself, I just love that. That's why I'm like obsessed with teachers like you, getting the word out all over, and sharing it in such a way where different audiences can relate and understand, so as we close today, how can our audience find you? I mean, we'll have all your contact information underneath. But
Cool, cool.
how can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at 5D Breathwork.
Yes.
I mean, I like to post inspirational content, and doing lots of videos and stuff like that. Um, Also, origin.network, and it's ORIGEN dot network is the kind of the community ecosystem platform. So we've got all kinds of free content and courses. And then there's a membership component, and that's just going to continue to build and expand as we bring in new partners
I love
and
that.
communities.
Are
So
you all doing retreats over there in Colombia? Is that something that you all
yeah,
do? Okay, okay.
yeah,
It was all
retreats, workshop.
encompassing.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I'm just I connected with uh, an incredible chiro, physio, osteo, aromatherapist, acupuncture. Like he worked on me for 4 hours, and the amount
Whoa.
of
Ah,
relief and release. So, and I met another guy I mentioned earlier, the longevity expert. So I want to bring all these amazing beings together and offer experiences where it's like, whether you come for a day or 7 days, it's like you leave feeling like a brand new version of you.
I love it. That's so
Yeah.
good. So powerful. Oh my goodness. I cannot thank you enough. Audience,
Mhm.
if you want to learn more about Lee Davy and what he does, we'll have all the contact information underneath. And then we also will have his free giveaway on breath work that will be transformational, something that you can take with you for the rest of time, anywhere you go, which is just incredible. And also, too, we just want to reiterate that you're not alone on your journey. We are here with you, for you, standing beside you, helping you to your next level of where you feel like your calling is. Lee, thank you so much for being here with us. You are such a bright light. The content that you shared was like mind blowing. And I'm so excited for the future and all that you're doing and just like continuing on this journey with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Galen, thank you so much for the space and everything you're doing. I believe that we're reflections, and the conversation we had before this and this one just makes me realize, how much work we have to do together. At least that's my imagination. So I'm so grateful for you and the opportunity. So thank you.
Yes, love it.